Hello, good afternoon. My name is Camila Andrea Perilla Saavedra, and I am going to describe the stories of Edgar Allan Poe. The first is The Maze of the Red Death. The story beginning in an old kingdom, their population are dying because of an epidemic called the Red Death. The Red Death was called like this because people who suffer from it lose a lot of blood. The prince, along with other rich people, moved away from the plague and locked themselves in a bunker. One day, the prince organized a mascot ball, and every hour the clock played 12 bells. The bells produced terror in people. The party was in many rooms. After several hours, the prince observed a guest who had a skull mask that meant the Red Death. The prince began to chase the guest through all the halls, but when the prince caught the guest, the bells began to ring. The guest screams terrifyingly, and the prince died instantly, throwing a lot of blood through the furs. The next story is William Wilson. William Wilson was an intelligent boy who liked beds. It was a child who lived in an interior. William was capricious and towards his will at home and school. One day, William Wilson meets a boy identical to him, with his same name and date of birth. William used himself jealous for the empathy of his new partner. The new William was better than him in studies, sports, and clothing. Time after, the first William starts to rip people off playing cards, but the fun is short because the second William begins to appear in all places. William Wilson angry dragged the second William to a room to stop him, but he realized that the second William was a mirage, so he kills himself. Finally, the third story is The Telltale Heart. This is the story of a man who lives with an old man who has a vulture eye. The man, although he loved the old man, could not stand his gaze because of what he thought about killing him. The man planned for a long time the murder of the old man, and every night he entered his room, until one night he decided to go in and erase his mattress with the old man and throw him to the ground. After murdering the old man, he cut off his dead hands and legs and hid his body on the floor. After a few minutes, the police knocked on their door because I called them a neighbor. The man invites the police to come in and have a drink. He told them that the old man was troubling. Some time later, the man began to hear a heartbeat or what he felt nervous. The sound grew louder, and I thought the policemen were listening too. Until in the end, the man ended up confessing the crime of the murder of the old man and of his body dismembered under the floor. Okay, I finished. Thank you.